Welcome to the Creiland podcast, your go-to source for real estate discussions, good business practices, insights, and tips. We talk about commercial real estate leasing and investments, lease legal matters, land developments, cryptocurrency, and digital assets. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Creiland podcast. This is Mir Asghari, and today we have a special guest, Ms. Chow Ching Shoreland, co-founder and CEO of Shelter Zoom. Hello, Chow, and welcome to our show.
Hi, Mia. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been having many dialogues the past few months, and we are super excited about the progress that we have made and becoming a business partner with Shelter Zoom and offering Web3 solutions to our clients.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. So please talk to us about Shelter Zoom, the products that Shelter Zoom has, so that our audience can get familiar with, what are these Web3 solutions that's available and how it can help them into their day-to-day business practice.
Sure. Yeah. So Shelter Zoom is a Web3 SaaS provider in smart documents. So in a nutshell, we are actually really the market leader and recognized by Gartner and other industry leaders as the company really innovating in the document management space. So if you look at the current landscape, there's just so many cyber hacks and so much data pollution. The digital data gets generated every second, just a huge amount of data. And then it really causing a lot of the data ownership problem, the cybersecurity issues. So many big companies and enterprises, real estate, the leadership, have people all realize Web2 era is actually ending. Because if you look at just the sheer amount of the cybersecurity breach and also the data gets copied and no one owns the content, and it's really causing so much issue in the world. So Web3 is really the next step to structure all those data and the documents and really protect people's intellectual property, confidential information, and reduce the cyber attack, and also in turn really reduce this massive data pollution. So it also, really saves energy, saves the infrastructure required to support so much bad data, and then make the environment completely clean. So that's really what Shelter is really excited about, is we're really spearheading this whole, paradigm shift in the world.
That's exciting. Yeah. So the Web3 provides solutions for added security, better privacy, and obviously it's an energy efficient approach in the long run, because you're not utilizing so much energy to upload and download the same files, whereas you're simply allowing one document to be uploaded and given access to various different recipients.
Precisely, yes. So at Shelter Zoom, we actually take a very different approach than most of, let's say, Web3 kind of companies, because I know Web3 doesn't come with a good name when it comes to sustainability, and especially say Bitcoin, it's like a 2% of the world's energy consumption, which is really not very good. So our approach is single source of truth. So every document created in our platform becomes a single source of truth, and the document owner owns that. So there's ownership over the token, and then this token can be shared with different people who the owner allow them to have access to. So instead of you sending out one document, then 10 people can download, can forward, can do something you don't even know, you don't have even control over. And now with our Shelter Zoom's document GPS solution, the owner just share the token with people for a period of time. They can revoke their access. They can upgrade or downgrade their permission. For example, allow them to download or stop them from downloading, sharing. So in that way, you only have one single source of truth. It's just many people come to point to that single source of truth and consume the content.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So one document, as we mentioned, it's really cool because it adds that privacy factor as to who you intend can see that and whether they can download it or share it or even revoke their access. In real estate, that would be really crucial because we exchange sensitive information. At times, there are off-market opportunities that you don't want to get in the hands of the wrong people or get blasted out there. So this is a great application in situations where you can share those sensitive documents.
Yes, exactly. So we actually have several use cases, and one actually got published on Gartner's the blog about how one of the real estate agents really using the document GPS protect all those off-market research data and P&L statements and all those confidential informations with his client exchange. And then also we have other use cases. For example, MLS actually sees this as an amazing compliance tool. So finally, MLS can use this tool and encourage all the members to, or subscribers to send in the information in such a secure way. And then they have a dashboard to look at all the documents coming in. Everything's encrypted, tokenized. So there's no risk in middle of exchange, and in case email gets hacked or other things gets hacked. So now they have full protection of consumer data, because that's what the consumer has been calling for, because the real estate agents, brokers, and all the offices hold amazing amount of their private data. And it's actually really risky because some brokers we actually spoke to over the years, they said even cleaners sometimes can come into the office and see all the paperwork all over the place. But now everything actually get encapsulated into our token and all secure, protected. So you no longer have this exposed, unprotected content sitting around your desk or your office, and everything's now in one dashboard, all protected.
Yeah. To be honest, people don't really pay that much attention to the actual security of their home network and how vulnerable they really are and being hacked into, tapped into if somebody really wants to get into it. I mean, the banks are the Capital One and other major organizations have had data leak in the past. So it's not unheard of, and this adds that extra layer of security where the chances of that is limited significantly.
Yeah, you actually would be surprised, and I would say the majority of companies have been hacked the last 12 months.
Wow.
And the amount is just astonishing, and they just probably don't publicize this kind of data. But I can say 75% or plus those companies reach out to us to provide this solution is because they were hacked, and the costs for them to repair their reputation and bring the computer system back online again, it would really cost them millions of dollars on average. So that's why for a product of $5 per month per user, it becomes extremely attractive to them.
Correct, 100%. It really limits their liabilities and adds a added value to their consumers and to their customers.
Yes, exactly. And there was one research data point in the UK. 91% of companies, compromised their security by just one phishing email. 91%.
Wow.
It just happened recently. So you can see the sophistication of those hackers is becoming really incredible. They have more and more those, the technique to hack you, and nothing is bulletproof, and it's really we're living a very complex, I would say political and social, just everything actually all coming together, becoming a major risk for any company, involving in handling documents and the data content.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. And there's a learning curve, and the earlier on tech savvy organization associations, they're jumping on making the most of this technology, whereas the others that are all used to web 2.0 and the traditional methods, it's going to take them some time because there is a different process and the user interface and the UI and the way of marketing.
Yeah, so actually, I'm glad you touch on this. So the Shelter Zoom's approach actually is very different because even though we are a Web3 company and we really put a lot of focus on security, but our main really value proposition for businesses is really productivity and easy to use products, and they're solving real problems. So the interface is actually, to me, I'm very proud to say, is far better than any real estate kind of company interface on the market. I really haven't come across anything that beautiful, that simple to use, and the user experience is truly is awesome. But what actually happened is even the industry analyst, the lead analyst was telling us, we're actually really building a Web2, very easy to use type of interface, but on a Web3 platform.
Correct.
So that's how we actually really providing that bridge, so people don't feel, wow, is there something really strange, something new? I probably require a lot of change management. No, it's the change management is so minimal. It's like almost easy proof, and then you can just immediately use. Yeah.
You're absolutely bang on. You're probably the only Web3 technology service offering that's giving the template, the user-friendly to be the UI to be able to add images, add logos, add text, add description, and all be able to negotiate it as well live with the counterparty. So you're the first party out there. But what I meant was the users, they're not used to all this Web3 change, because from their perspective, the traditional method of Web.2 is still good for them, but they don't realize the additional privacy and security. And the ones that are recognizing that, those are the ones that would be the earlier on clienteles of my line of business and more adopters of the platform. I mean, I tried to explain this to my dad, and he wouldn't understand it, right? I tried my very best, but if I can explain this to my younger brother, he seems to kind of get a better grasp of it.
Yes, so I understand the technology side will require some explanation, but what we try to achieve is you don't really need to even understand the blockchain, understand Web3. You just find the application very user-friendly and also solving your big problems. So that's really the business side of value proposition we try to emphasize. And now, with this tool, you can actually rest assured you can transport your file really securely. And if you have a contract you want to negotiate, you can negotiate in our virtual negotiation room. It's almost like 10 people sitting around the table, and you have 5 people on one side, 5 people on the other side. So the interface is side by side, and making the negotiation is really cool, and it's almost 100%. Like enjoyable to use. Yes.
Cutting edge technology for sure, because that doesn't exist at present, where you're both sitting live and you're both working on a live contract that is binding, that has your e-signature to a token, and parties from the buyer side and the seller side and the agents on both sides are either there or virtually elsewhere, but they could be all seeing the live negotiations happen. So that's cool.
Yeah, glad you actually like it. I know you guys been so supportive of this journey, and kind of leading the way and to become a Web3, even the leader in your own space. I think the application in commercial real estate is really amazing, and the real estate, commercial just has so much confidential information and also has so much paperwork process, and now everything can be streamlined, can be secured. So I think it's a really good fit.
Correct. Going back what you said to earlier, the challenges that I see is the educational and trying to teach our clients to go about doing business on this method, on this new tech method, because as I said, they're used to their habits of just old school, print out, sign over here, scan, and a lot of our clients, real estate owners, they're not that tech savvy. The younger generations, I can agree to, but this is a long-term game. This is the future. So we're in
Yeah.
the future. So as we grow and evolve, and the next couple of decades are going to start grasping onto this technology and make the most of it, and kind of be the stepping stone for the future, in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually have to admit, dealing with real estate, because everyone comes from very different background,
Right.
and then different persona, and buyer seller are also very different. Title company, mortgage company, broker, agent. It's just too many kind of the parties involved, and it is a hard if you make things difficult, and they rather just stick with their old process.
Correct.
But I think the world is changing. At the end of the day, some of the companies made extremely successful is because they really support the served consumers. When you actually put consumers ahead of your own, and you will realize this, the new technology really provides incredible value. And I actually see in many other industries. So interestingly, Shelterzoom started as a prop tech company, but we really found our foot in many other industries. So real estate is only one key vertical for us. Yeah, but now we're even going to healthcare, we're going to intergovernmental, and then many other legal verticals. Yeah.
Associations. Yeah, that's that. I mean, a lot of association has every association and organization has sensitive data, and that they exchange, and having that be tokenized and in a secure blockchain infrastructure is a no-brainer, in my opinion, for the future.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much.
Talk to me about how you started Shelterzoom. So you guys have been doing this for the past 5 years, you mentioned last?
Yeah, the company has been around for 5 years, but myself and the other co-founder, Alan Al-Shahi, we actually started this project together 6 years ago. And at the time, I was still in Australia, and he was in New York and running his real estate company. So what happened is Alan has been seeing this problem in the real estate. Just once the search of your home is over, you find a dream home on like say Zillow or Realtor.com, and you get excited, but then the rest of the process just revert back to paperwork process. So you have to call the agent or contact them through the contact form. So what we actually decided at the time, and we saw the big gap in the offer management. So we actually invented a button, which we patented as well. And to put a button, as soon as a real estate actually company loads our button called Offer Now, and it will appear on every listing. So then people can just click on that button and Offer Now and submit an offer through their buyer agent, or some states actually allow the buyer directly submit. And then through the negotiation room and also smart contract and build on blockchain, everything's protected, everything's self-governed because every step's audited. So in that way, you can consume a deal much, much faster. And then from there onwards, you can complete your transaction process. So that was really our first attempt on blockchain. What we didn't realize was 2017, when we actually leveraged blockchain technology to provide transparency, auditability, security, and also the efficiency with the negotiation can completely done online very fast. And then we launched at the NAR in November, and the whole industry was shocked because they didn't realize that there was one company actually already delivered a live product based on blockchain. And we didn't even know ourselves. So we were a bit naive. We just thought that this is really a future-proof technology. We should actually use that to handle real estate transactions. But we didn't know there was no one actually succeeded in this whole building blockchain-based application. So we became the very first company in the world actually build this blockchain-based offer negotiation application. So since then, we won a lot of awards over the time. So this, I think it was just 2 months ago, Risk Media actually published their newsmaker and calling for newsmaker for this year. They actually listed me as the trendsetter for the entire real estate industry.
Wow.
So which was a big honor.
That's exciting.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I agree. You guys have definitely disrupted the technology and this industry, many industries, and that will be looking to leverage better security offerings. What is the cost associated with Docuwalk and document GPS for our audience?
Yeah, so the new product, Document GPS, which was launched in April this year, this one is offered as a Gmail or Outlook extension.
Okay.
So it's a $5 per user per month. So the change management is so minimum. Basically, instead of you set to attach your normal attachment, you just point to Document GPS, it immediately tokenize your attachment. And then from that point onwards, you can protect the entire attachment, like a wire transfer information, your consumer information, your MLS communication. So it's all tokenized. So this one's only $5 per month per user. If you have an enterprise account, for example, a whole brokerage actually subscribe to that, and there's some negotiation room as well. You know, we can actually provide some premium support and some other additional training for free. So it's a really good value. Then when it comes to smart document contract management platform, Docuwalk, which is extremely innovative in my mind anyway. So so this one is for a real estate package. It provides is a $40 per month per user. And then if you actually pay annually, and then $50 per month per user if you pay monthly. So the reason being is with this package, you not only can do the smart document management and then do the all your contract negotiation, blockchain e-signature, but also you can generate leads as well. So you can actually really push out any of your business card, your company profile, your property listing, any of things you want to promote. Then it actually has a QR code directly linked with your smart document, which is your token. So all your leads, and then now you own. There's no one else can see those leads coming to your token, not even us. So that's a very different offering from any lead generation platform on the market, because everyone will know you got these leads, they will sell to your competitor. But nothing like this happening on our platform. So it really gives real estate agents a lot of assurance they are being protected, and this is their intellectual property. They made an effort to capture those leads. They deserve keeping them.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I like the QR code of the promotions of listings. As I mentioned, there's a lot of times you have off-market listings where you could just put a QR code. Sellers don't want to put the property for sale on the MLS, for example. You could put a sign on the property with a nice QR code. People pass by, they scan the QR code, it takes them directly to the blockchain document token that will have the information that you have uploaded with details of the asset and floor plans and whatever information. Then the user would have to log in to be able to see that document, right? They don't have to create or be a member. They just need to log in so that we could see who is seeing it and who's not seeing it, right?
Exactly. And then what happened is after you actually just use the QR code, do a very simple sign in, not only you see the listing, but also all the documents attached to that smart document. So for example, if a agent actually wants to really include all the disclosure, you know, the utility bill, home owner, you know, kind of like association data, you can put everything there. It's almost like in a way, sometimes I think about this as a Carfax for a property. Anyone, before you make a purchase decision, you should actually come to have a look, to take a look at that. And all these documents securely shared with you just through one QR code. And then now you can immediately chat with your with the listing agent or your buyer agent about this property, and in the same platform. So it's kind of the making the whole communication lead generation and the negotiation process much easier. So if you are interested in purchasing that, then the agent can immediately trigger off the offer process inside the Docuwalk as well. So it's everything's like the integrated.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We are static to launch one of our other listings that's exclusive through the platform next week, and we're just in the process of updating the QR code information and the details of the listing and the image and the brochures. And then thereafter, we're going to target on social media platforms, so push it on various different social channels, and then have a link that will take them to the Docuwalk QR code link. And then thereafter they could log in, and then we'll know who's seen the listing and see how it responds.
Yeah, fantastic. And also there is one other use, which probably not many people know. There is a private QR option as well. What does a private QR means is if this is like a high value property, or you want to do a very private off market, you don't want everyone to use a QR, be able to see, you can actually block a lot of audience out. You just use a private QR and to sell a celebrity property, for example, or very luxurious kind of high-end property. So I think it's a very good tool for people who want to deal with people kind of like a privately, confidentially. They don't really like it to put things all over the place. So that is actually a major differentiator.
Understood. So you can, again, as you mentioned, you can revoke access, make it private, make it public, and have, as a document owner, you have a lot of control over that tokenized document.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
That's
yeah.
Great. One other question I have with respect to document GPS. How is it different than the Google attachments or the Microsoft Live attachments, where you can upload a file and send it through the web? How is this different with respect to capacity size-wise?
Yeah, so actually it's a very different offering. So size-wise, document GPS allow you to attach files up to 65 meg, because that's like I would say 99% or more files will be able to fit this size. And then the other thing is Google Doc or Microsoft, when you send out, it doesn't stop people from downloading, sharing. You can just, kind of download it and make a copy, any of these, and then they don't track who you shared with, who you actually, who else been looking at your file. But for us, it's actually everything's controlled by the sender. So that even you have a second level recipient, third level recipients, the sender will have the whole trackability across. Plus, you have the right to stop people from downloading, from sharing. So it's a much more powerful offering and control, and which hopefully we can actually also integrate down the road with Google Doc, with Microsoft Productivity Suite, so that any documents you actually produce, you can immediately tokenize. So yeah. But at the moment, our offering is through the email attachment. So the email attachment, you can upload the attachment and tokenize. So which is like where majority of files get exchanged.
Yeah, and what was the size again you mentioned? The allowable size?
65 meg.
65 megabytes
per file.
Okay,
that's right.
That's great. That's not bad, because I think typically it's around 25, 30. If my
yes,
right around there across other average offerings. Okay, well, it allows you to upload more file size. And is that a plugin or that as offered through both Google and Microsoft, you mentioned, right?
Yeah, so the Google, if you go to Chrome Store and just search for document GPS, you can download, just say add to Chrome, you immediately can use this product. So that's like you use as an individual agent. But if your brokerage or your MLS want to subscribe, there's an enterprise install function, which we only provide for our enterprise customers. And those enterprise admin people can immediately install the bulk install across the whole organization. So it really saves a lot of time. And then, but both ways actually work, for you, almost like instantly. You can start using this platform, and it's super simple. So then, yeah, the Microsoft version is under beta at the moment. So we will launch into the Microsoft Store in November. And this is actually the same offering. If you it's exactly same capability, and also if you want to do enterprise, we can actually also do enterprise agreement.
Understood. Now, what happens if you don't have either, say, the Microsoft or the Gmail email service? You have Yahoo or AOL or those types of recipients. Would they still be able to receive these documents?
Yes, recipient can have all kinds of email types, so it doesn't matter AOL, Yahoo, they can open that, but they can't track, so they cannot install our extension, the document GPS extension, to track the document, but they can participate as a participant. But there is one other way, is if you subscribe to Docuwalk, because document GPS and Docuwalk are fully integrated. Even though most people use document GPS, they don't even need a Docuwalk. But if you don't have a Gmail or Microsoft, you can use Docuwalk to share securely of your documents.
Understood, and be able to see whatever documents that you received as a recipient through document GPS.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So can we please show how quickly we could install the document GPS, say for a Google plugin?
Yes. So are you able to allow me to share?
Absolutely. Perfect.
Okay, I'll quickly walk you through how to install document GPS.
Perfect.
So when you go to the Google Chrome store or the Chrome web store, just look for document GPS and you will see this page. So there's a description of about the product. And then because I've already installed, now I have a remove from Chrome, but you should get add to Chrome as the very first time. So you press this button and you install that. And then what happens is when you go to your email and you open up a new message, so for example, through the Compose, and you refresh your screen and this button will appear. So this is our document GPS extension.
Yeah.
So now I come to do a quick demo. It's just as a sender and the recipient, how they interact and how you actually securely share your document token.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, instead of using this very traditional old paperclip, which is how you usually attach files, the only thing you need to do is really use our button, our extension called Document GPS to securely track and control your document. So I'm going to put my personal email in, just say, say confidential Y-info. Okay, as a use case. So I'm going to attach the Y information through this program. If you check this, this upload file screen and immediately sets your recipient's downloadability and shareability as off. So it means you don't want anyone to share, you don't want anyone to download. They just view that online. But of course, if you actually sending to someone, your collaborator or your boss, you do want them to download, you can turn the button on. Then you can type a private message as well, so it doesn't get appeared in your email. So now I'm going to move forward to add Y information, so the Y transfer. Okay, then you attach to the email. So it will just appear like the normal kind of attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm going to send this out. So once you send this out, you have your, I usually use my pinned icon here to monitor this document. So we actually have my library for this program. So if you look at the home, and you even can enlarge my library inside your email environment, and look through here, and you can immediately see who has downloaded, who has read, who hasn't read, who's downloaded and shared. So this, the interface really allow you to immediately know how other people interact with your document. And
Wow.
it comes with two views. So one is the card views, which I really love. And then the other one is the line view. So those line view actually show you that, you can actually display more avatar and, but you can toggle really between two views. So once you see the this particular wire transfer, and you can see I haven't really read because it's a empty circle. I'm going to
Check. It's not checked because you haven't logged in to see the file yet, right?
That's right, exactly. Now I'm coming to the recipient side. Okay, so the recipient now received the confidential information. So on the recipient side, the first time you do need to do a simple sign in. So for example, if you are a Google user, it just say sign in with Google or sign in with Microsoft. So here I'm coming to open this, and you will notice these download buttons being disabled because that's the starting point. You don't want anyone to download. But now let me say I actually do want to give the recipient a download. So what I can do is first I want to come to check, okay, my recipient actually viewed this document, and come back to my library. And then you can actually go to manage recipient and say, okay, I'm going to give child the download rights. So as soon as you update that in real time, coming back to the recipient account, and I re-enter this document, and the download button's already switched on. So I can now safely download this. So what will happen is now coming back to the sender screen, and I can see the avatar status actually changed to download. So this person has downloaded. And then also the blockchain event log will also show you this person has downloaded. So you can actually
download and they can view, right?
Exactly. You can download, you can view, you can change permission if you have the rights to change other people's permission. And then you can add a user. So there's a whole like a range of functionalities. So I'm going to show you a couple more. So for example, now if I actually thinking, oh, I should really add another buyer, or maybe a husband, wife should actually receive that. I don't need to go back to my email to re-forward my email or attach again. Here immediately you can add a recipient. So I'm going to just use Alan's email address, and you can assign them the different rights, and then you send the invite. So immediately you see Alan's users being added to here. So then you can track him as well. So it's really the whole, the life cycle document tracking, control, anytime, real time. You can actually revoke people's access. So I can actually delete Alan out if it falls into wrong hands.
Understood.
So,
Understood.
yeah.
Now with each, so if that original email, you uploaded one file that's a wire transfer, maybe, when we're working with a client, I'm just thinking of real cases in my day-to-day practice. If I would be sending an email to a client, I might have a floor plan, I might have a site plan, I might have a couple of leases, I might have, like, say, 5 documents. But it would be all part of that one email. It's like that one opportunity, but 5 separate documents. Would each document be separately tokenized, or would that email be tokenized?
Every document is tokenized. So every document has a token ID you can track. So
can we bulk them together as part of one opportunity, for example?
I'm very glad you asked this question. So we are also currently building a sub product called document GPS envelope. So the GPS envelope will come as allow you to group all your let's say all the files associated with one transaction, or all the files associated with your KYC, all into one envelope. And the envelope itself is also tokenized. So not only the documents underneath tokenized, the envelopes also tokenized, allowing you delivering the bulk, the whole package together.
That would be cool. That would be very
Yes.
cool. Because
Yes.
there's many documents and especially in commercial real estate dealing with tenants, leases, amendments, and it could get complicated if we're talking about one property, and then it's got 10 or 20 different documents, and then you have to keep on giving different accesses to each document to the recipient, and they keep on getting emails. So it would be that feature that you just mentioned with the envelope is a great feature I'm looking forward to.
Yes, exactly. And also we build recipient access as well. So for example, you can see from avatar, here I'm the owner, right? But here I'm actually the recipient because it's owned by another company. So what happens is if you don't have the access, so for example, the download, I don't have to download access, otherwise it would be highlighted. I can actually request access. So immediately they will receive the notification, and also they will receive the alarm bell and showing them someone actually requested the access. So you can actually give them the access. So the entire workflow within the dashboard, without leaving the email environment, you can pretty much operate all those functions.
That's cool. That's cool. So you see a library of all the files that you sent and you received. And
Exactly.
those
So
two.
my library is basically an aggregated dashboard for all the attachments coming in and going out. So you have the total control, like almost like your own control panel, to your surveillance camera to see what's going on.
Yeah. No, this is really cool stuff. Congratulations on the progress you guys have made. It's really coming along very well, and we're excited to be able to offer this technology to our clients so that we could add further value to them, as you mentioned, you're putting the clients always first and thinking of their best interests and their privacy and how best to protect them. So this platform is not only providing the protection, it's also providing new intuitive way of modern negotiations as you have over here showing on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. So the previous document GPS was really only $5 a month, right? And so anyone has a dashboard tracking tool. The other one I mentioned earlier is really a very cool virtual negotiation function. And you can have your, like the agent, maybe with the seller, they hold one token, then your buyers actually hold a counter token. So now you can use your token to negotiate the deal in real time and with very easy to use interface. So every step, if you change something, it immediately give you track changes and then also highlight the cell in red. Meaning if you have a contract like 60 pages long, you only need to look for the red outlines. So those cells actually give you the difference. Then you can actually negotiate, you can reject, you can accept. So every step, you don't need to worry about someone else is touching your contract because your token is yours. You basically get a indication someone proposed a new term, and then it's up to you whether you accept or change. And you fully own this token. You don't really allow anyone to update on your token. So you are the one in control of your negotiation. So that's the other Docuwalk platform we provide, which actually gives you the entire smart document and contract management and the QR code, which is the lead generation capability.
Yes, so the Docuwalk and Document GPS. Thank you so much for giving a quick overview and demo on Document GPS and also Docuwalk. We're using the platform and we're excited of our partnership, and we're happy to show other brokerage firms as to how they could potentially use it into the day-to-day practice. So that the more the community gets on board, the easier it is to onboard this new technology, and collectively we all are providing better value and protection to our clients.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for really supporting us on this journey as well. And you're really one of the companies we so appreciate the support we're getting. And now you invite me onto your podcast as well to give me a chance to explain the difference between this technology and other Web2 technology on the market.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And we look forward to other chats and dialogues we could have in the near future, and maybe go further into breaking down Docuwalk and providing another demo of that platform, because that's a bigger platform to go over with respect to the documents and the contracts and the negotiations and the QR code. So I look forward to potentially getting that lined up in the next few months. And other than that, thanks again for being with us. And we look forward to continued collaboration and success.
Thank you so much, Mia. Really a pleasure to be here.
Okay, take care. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.